Since March, I think I've put in between 80 and 100 hours of labor on this fence line in the northern pasture. I've built 7 burn piles. That's the biggest one over there. And so far I've removed all of the barbed wire and about 2/3 of the wire mesh that constituted this fence line. This was the hardest part. These 2 or 3 trees had fallen over on the fence in the last dozen years or so, and I just buried it with brush and put up patches over the old fence, and the roots and these vines had grown through the mesh and the barbed wire through the old fence over it. And so I had to dig and stab with shovels and use these this badass tool right here to cut roots, and bolt cutters to cut wire and just bypass trees that had grown through the wire. And over here, I think, is the only place that I may have left a little wire tucked under this tree. I actually had to lift this tree up with the farm jack to try and get as much of the wire as possible. But I feel confident that I got all the barbed wire up at the very least. And then the county came along with their fancy equipment and cleared the other side of the tree line. In about one day, they did as much as it took me about 6 months and 80 to 100 hours worth of labor to accomplish. But that said, I'm removing the old fence, so that's a big part of the labor as well. I can't wait to burn these piles. As I'm going along, the point of trying to free as much of the old fence as possible and only cut wire when necessary is to be able to roll up a nice, neat bundle of mesh old fencing like this. And after I roll this up to the tree, it's still that tree has grown through the fence, and I haven't I've got 2 wires, the bottom and the top wire, which is a thicker gauge, still stuck in the tree. I haven't cut them yet because I want a little tension on this fence so I can pull it tight and roll it up tight and store it a little easier until I can take it to the scrapyard. Also, this old fence post, gosh, this thing's probably 50 years old. It's just in there. I wrapped the wire around it, but I didn't nail it to it or anything, so I'll just pull this out when I'm done and have a nice, neat bundle of wire that I can recycle. So, slowly but surely, I'm making progress. And this is a lovely day for it. Peace.